The wheat farmers in South Africa, particularly in the Western Cape province, they are busy now preparing to start the 2026-27 production season. And they are confronted by three challenges. The first one are the lower commodity prices, two, higher input costs, and three, the uncertainty about the weather conditions as they start the season. And as a result of that, they've now actually decided that perhaps they could reduce their area planting to the lowest level in about 12 seasons. I'm looking at the piece of paper here with the estimates. The area planting are estimated that they may decline to around 486,000 hectares. That is down 6% from last season, but it's the lowest area planting in 12 years. Of course, these are still the intentions to plant data. We will know over the coming months as to whether they go forward and plant that area or they end up increasing the area planting. But in all of these challenges that they are facing, and this is something that, by the way, I wrote about in my column for the Business Day on the 29th of April, 2026. The first one being the fact that there's a lot of wheat in the world market. The International Grains Council forecasts that the global wheat production is around 845 million tons. And as a result of that, we've seen that there are ample stocks and the wheat prices are pretty much under pressure. And here in South Africa, we are a net importer of wheat. We import about half of the wheat that we consume. And of course, then we are exposed also to those international wheat dynamics. And this is why you see that the local wheat prices are also under pressure. And perhaps also why you've seen that a number of domestic wheat farmers, they've been calling for a potential increase in the wheat tariff domestically. So that's the one factor that they are challenged with. The second one, the war in the Middle East is one of the big issues, which is leading to this increase in fertilizer as well as the fuel prices. And of course, fertilizer and fuel prices form up roughly half of their input cost. And the third one, the fact that now we are transitioning into a El Nino weather phenomenon. Of course, that speaks to mainly the summer rain side, that in the next summer season, we may see below normal rainfall. But some of the estimates that have been coming out of the South African weather services have been suggesting that even in the Western Cape side, we may see below normal rainfall in some parts of this winter season. So those are all of the things that folks are worried about. So what are they doing with this reduction in area of 6%? Are they just leaving fallow land, or what's going on? They're not leaving the fallow land. We see that some of that area is actually moving towards canola, which is something I discussed in one of the posts where I was saying the canola plantings may reach their record area. It's because it's taking part of those hectares that are typically for wheat. And part of it is also being shifted towards the barley planting. So if you look at our winter crop plantings, you'll see that the area for barley is increasing, area for canola is increasing, oats a slight increase, and then sweet lupins pretty much similar to what we planted last year. But on a wheat side, we see that it's declining. And it's not because there's so much demand for canola, so much demand for barley. Of course, there is demand for those crops. And if we have a surplus of canola, we can export that to the EU, where we have already started exporting some of our product to. But I think the core issue is just the fact that if you are in the wheat industry, profitability is under pressure, because then those three challenges that I was talking about of higher input costs, uncertain weather conditions, as well as low commodity prices, they are putting a lot of pressure on the wheat industry. Profitability is under pressure, which is why then you are seeing the folks deciding that perhaps they may have to reduce the area planting. So this is what I discussed in my column for the Business Day, and of course then mapping up on what we could expect for the season going forward. I hope that, folks, you can read that piece. We'll also put it up on Sub.